These drums start with thunder and speed, the guitars enter like a swarm of bees, and the whole song gets going and never slows down, adding up to a hard-charging, unstoppable force. It's a train that's coming right at you and fast, and if you stay on the tracks, you'll be flattened by its incredible push. So you have two choices. You can either jump on board or get the hell out of the way. This is Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin, and right now, it's the best song ever.
Welcome to 4-8 Music, where excellent and praiseworthy music always wins. I take Philippians 4-8 seriously, so on Best Songs Ever, I'm examining songs that hit my emotions in that special way that only a good song can. Please note that everything I say here is subjective and my own personal opinion, and feel free to disagree with me, and if you do, you're not wrong.
The story of Led Zeppelin is also the story of the Yardbirds, more specifically how that earlier band dissolved. The Yardbirds were a breeding ground for great guitarists, being the home of not one, not two, but three legends before they became such: Eric Clapton, Jeff Beck, and Jimmy Page. Page was there at the very end, finding himself trying to put together a new band he dubbed the New Yardbirds. A joke from a music critic about how Page's new band would sink like a lead balloon, and a new name was born: Led Zeppelin. They're classics now, but their first three albums were all panned by critics at the time. Nevertheless, it didn't take long for them to achieve rock and roll dominance over literally every one of their contemporaries.
Led Zeppelin were gods, the lords of the earth, and the legends that grew up around them were pretty out there. According to lore, they were given to rock and roll excesses that would make the average person squirm. Seriously, some of the crap that they got up to is just beyond the pale. One word: Mudshark. Look it up. Or don't, if you want to keep your innocence.
And the members were into some dangerous stuff. Robert Plant had a love affair with fast cars, John Bonham was a raging alcoholic, and Jimmy Page loved him some Satan.
Not really. He wasn't a devil worshiper or anything, but he did dabble in magic and the occult, which falls under the heading of stuff you don't understand and shouldn't mess with.
U2 once sang, "Every artist is a cannibal, every poet is a thief." And I'm pretty sure they were talking about Led Zeppelin. They stole everything, but in the context of just this song, they stole that iconic drum intro from Little Richard's Keep It Knockin', and Jimmy Page lifted the guitar style directly from Chuck Berry.
Page is in good company though. The Beach Boys, Surfin' USA, and Barry's own Sweet Little 16 are the same song, just with different lyrics.
Led Zepp was in recording sessions for 4 at their countryside mansion, Headley Grange, plagued by writer's block. At live shows, they had a habit of warming up to Keep It Knockin', so John Bonham just started playing the drum intro for that, and Jimmy, frustrated from lack of ideas, started frantically improvising along. That was the kernel out of which rock and roll grew. Since they had already started by going back to their musical roots like Chuck Berry and Little Richard, Robert Plant just followed suit with his lyrics.
The context Led Zepp is talking about in rock and roll is the music of the 50s. Chuck Berry and Little Richard being just the tip of the iceberg. There are references to The Stroll, an old rock and roll song from 1957 by the Diamonds, and The Book of Love, a doo-wop song from 1958 by the Monotones. Cool side note, both those songs are featured in the nostalgia film American Graffiti, directed by George Lucas in his pre-Star Wars days. Boom! Led Zeppelin to Star Wars in 3 moves.
All this to say, Led Zepp wanted to get back to the music that not only provided the basis for their fame, but served as the foundation for their musical output. Good old blues-based, no-frills rock and roll. Thus, the name.
Rock and roll is all about getting back to basics and looking backward to find the reason that you started moving forward in the first place. It can apply to anything. Led Zepp felt like they had lost the plot, and so they ran back to where the plot started for them, or near it anyways. And because they found that drive to push forward in rock and roll, 4 is without a doubt their most innovative and groundbreaking record yet. It balances the greatness of the past with the brilliance of the future. One could pick out tracks from 4 that are more iconic. Hey! But to me, rock and roll is at the top of the heap.
Nostalgia is a powerful thing. It's the basis for most of our consumer habits, not just today, but throughout American history. It's why we buy the things we buy, watch what we watch, listen to what we listen to, spend our time and energy on what we do. Nostalgia is often used as a marketing tool, and while we generally don't like things being ground up and resold to us in a deceptive package, we also like to revel in the rosy glow of the past every now and then. The danger is when we forget that nostalgia presents only an image of the past, not the past itself. It's a shadow, a memory, fuzzy and distorted at best, twisted and dangerous at worst. When we're dissatisfied with the present, we too often look backwards for some time when things were quote-unquote better. Read as not like they are now. The good old days. Things ain't what they used to be. Make America great again.
Boo! Boo!
But nostalgia can also connect us to what came before, and motivate us to remain true to tradition, keep what works about the past, and discard what doesn't. And if we're really astute, to change things about the past that used to work, but no longer do.
Rock and roll is talking about the past, but it also has forward motion in its music. It's essential to keep moving forward, keep growing, keep running the race. But if you ever get lost, it's never too late to start over from scratch.
Thank you for listening to me obsess about something I love, and I hope you gain something from it too. We're on YouTube, so by now you know how this works. Hit the like button if you like this video, and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. And leave a comment below if you love this song too or have anything to say about it. And if you do, say nice things, say true things, and always be kind. God bless, and rock on.